Hey there, Hung here, and welcome back to AI in Testing Coach. Today, we're exploring some practical techniques you can use right away. We're going to talk about making security testing easier, a better way to test chatbots, and how AI is changing how we create test cases. Let's get into it. First up is something called red teaming for your LLM applications. This is all about testing for security vulnerabilities. The team behind a tool called PromptFoo just released a framework that makes this super accessible. It covers over 40 different security risks, like prompt injection, leaking private information, or the AI taking actions it shouldn't. Why this matters is that it takes a really specialized skill, security testing, and puts it right into the hands of QA teams. You don't need to be a security expert anymore. Here's something you can try. Check out the PromptFoo documentation. You can set up an automated security test in less than 5 minutes with a simple command. It's a powerful way to find those critical vulnerabilities before you go live. Now let's talk about testing chatbots. If you've ever tested one, you know it's tricky. They don't always give the same answer twice. That's why frameworks like DeepEval and Racer are shifting how we test them. Instead of checking for an exact response, they're now focused on testing multi-turn conversations based on scenarios. This is so much more effective. We can now measure things like, did the chatbot complete the user's goal? Did it remember what was said earlier in the conversation? This shift is huge because it embraces the non-deterministic nature of AI. My suggestion, the next time you're testing a chatbot, don't just write a script. Instead, define a user goal, like book a flight, and test whether the conversation successfully helps the user achieve that goal, no matter which path it takes. Building on that, let's look at how we even create test cases. This is where the QA role is really starting to change. New AI tools can now look at multiple documents at once, your product requirements, your Figma designs, even the code itself, and generate a full set of test cases from them. Tools like Quash's Megumi agent are showing they can create really context-aware tests this way. This is a fundamental shift for us. Instead of spending hours writing test cases from scratch, our job becomes reviewing, refining, and approving the tests that the AI generates. This frees us up to do more valuable exploratory and strategic testing. Here's a thought exercise. Grab a requirement doc and a design file for a feature you're working on. Read through them and think about what test assertions you'd pull from each. That's exactly what these tools are now automating. All right, so with all these new tools, how do you choose the right one? Let's quickly compare 3 of the big open source frameworks. First, there's PromptFoo. It's fantastic for general LLM testing and red teaming, and you can configure it with simple YAML files, so no coding is required. Next is DeepEval. This one is for teams comfortable with Python. It has over 50 built-in metrics and is really optimized for testing RAG systems and AI agents. Finally, there's Rasa. If you're building a production-grade enterprise chatbot, Rasa is your go-to. It's designed for end-to-end conversation testing. Choosing the right one upfront saves a ton of time. So here's the practical takeaway. Identify your main use case. Is it a simple prompt, a complex agent, or a full chatbot? Your answer will point you to the right framework. Here's my challenge for you this week. I want you to get a feel for automated security testing. Open up your computer's terminal and run this command. npx promptfoo at latest red team init. That's npx promptfoo at latest red team init. This will generate your very first automated security test suite. You don't even have to run it against a real application yet. Just look at the configuration file it creates, review the vulnerability categories, and ask yourself, which of these are the biggest risks for my project? That's our session for today. Keep experimenting, and I'll see you next time.